Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Herbert had the reputation, and I think the deserved reputation, for being, if not the bravest, one of the bravest men in the Army. And he went over to Vietnam and eventually wound up in a position of command. This is at a time when atrocities were being committed. Both sides. I mean, they were doing it to us, and we were doing it to them. And what happened was that we went to trial as a result of it, and I want to choose my words carefully. Eventually we won the trial, but it took 13 years of litigation to win it. But what he simply failed to tell the truth about what was going on in Vietnam. And what happened, I was interviewing Colonel Herbert, and in the next room, listening, was Major Grimshaw, who had worked with him in Vietnam. And Grimshaw came in at the end of the interview, and I called him in, and he said, "I heard what you were saying, and I had nothing but respect. I have nothing but respect for you and your courage. But the fact of the matter is, with what you have said in this interview simply never happened. Not true." But it made law, that did, because he sued us for libel, sued CBS, me, Barry Lando, the producer. And as I say, it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and under Times versus Sullivan, you've got to be able to prove what is called malice on the part of the reporter or the publication. Not malice being mean or angry at somebody, but knowingly disregarding the truth in your reportage. And what they suggested was that we had knowingly flown in the face of truth, which of course we had not done. It went to the Supreme Court, and finally the Supreme Court said, look, it's a perfectly sensible way to find out whether somebody is telling the truth or not. In other words, you can question the motives of the reporters. You can ask them questions about what was on your mind when you wrote this piece or did this television piece. And as far as I'm concerned, it's right, because there's no way that you should be able to hide behind a defamation committed with malice. We prevailed on the merits of the broadcast, as we did in the Westmoreland case that took place some years later.